Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Peace, everybody. This your brother, Mr. Holipsism. Um, it's about almost 3 o'clock in the morning in New York City. I'm off tonight, so I already went to sleep, so I'm like wide awake because this is usually the time that I'd be up if I was at work. And I was thinking about something in relation to the whole, what I just call it like a universal Negro Stalling tactic across the board when it comes to nationhood. And I noticed that a lot of people dedicate their social media to talking about all of the ills that we suffer in our so-called community. Everybody has a thought and everybody has an opinion on it. Everybody knows where the blame should be placed. Like black men want to blame black women want to blame black men. We blame the youth blame us. It's just across the board, all anybody's trying to do is blame each other and talk about what's happening, give you historic breakdowns on why it happened and analyzing our ass kickings. And you've heard me talk about this stuff before. But for me, what's irritating about it is it's the equivalent of going to a firefighters conference, but nobody at the conference is allowed to talk about water. And if you bring up water, you're going to have severe pushback. That's what it feels like to me. So everybody wants to talk about the causes. Nobody wants to talk about, I should say, no, everybody wants to talk about the effects, but nobody wants to talk about the cause. And nobody definitely wants to talk about the solution. So we can talk about single mothers. We can talk about drugs. We can talk about, people going to jail. We can talk about poor behavior. We can talk about morality. We can talk about all of this stuff that, this cultural critic shit. We can talk about that all day long. But if anybody brings up nationhood, severe pushback. Because we can only talk about the effects of the problem, but we can't talk about any solutions. And we can't talk about the cause. Because the solution is closely tied to the cause. If you want to get rid of the effect of something, you got to find out what's the cause of it. What's the cause? Why is this allowed to reproduce itself? What is fundamentally causing the problem? And the fundamental cause of our problems collectively here in America is we do not control the context of our reality, meaning we don't control the socioeconomic and political context we exist in. That is in the hands of someone else. And if anybody black nationalists, African-centered progressives, any black person with a brain in their head decides that they want to address the cause and then come up with the solution, we're treated like pariahs by the very same people who seem to have a problem with all the effects that ill our community. Now, if you understand things the way that I do, it makes perfect sense because I know that none of these people are honest players. None of these people give a fuck about the black community. None of these people give a fuck about what's going on to our people collectively, and they damn sure don't give a fuck about what we're going to do in the future. Their whole existence is based upon clicks and views talking about the problem, meaning talking about the effects. They very rarely, if ever, deal with the cause. Because if you deal with the cause, then you're going to come up with the solution of nationhood. If we have all of these issues and we don't control our socioeconomic and political environment or the context in which we live in, then the solution is to control that. And that would be nationhood. But all of these motherfuckers with all of these talking points, and I notice they're not really solution oriented, but they pat themselves on the back that they're able to give you some historic breakdown of why we ended up where we are. Let me give you the history of drugs in the black community. Let me give you the history of single mothers. Let me give you a history of how we have poor behavior because there's no fathers. And let's not even give you a historic breakdown. Let's just talk about the fact that we don't have it. And then pass yourself off as some great sage of knowledge or a truth teller. Because you are able to tell black folks, wow, let me tell you, let me let you in on a little secret. You give me $25 for this DVD, or purchase my book, or go to my lecture. And I'm going to let you in on the biggest secret that we have going right here in black America. You know what that secret is? Shh, come here, come here. Give me your ear. Black folks ain't shit. Now, I take PayPal, I take Patreon, I have the little swipe. I have the device so that I can swipe your card through my cell phone. I can get your money that way. Which one works for you? And these people have absolutely no problem getting funds for telling you the fucking captain obvious thing that we should all know by now. Black folks is fucked up here in America. Wow. But when you have someone that's providing the solution, we don't get no clicks and views. We don't get any. Well, I can't, to be fair, I can't say we don't get any Patreons and PayPals because we don't actually ask for it. So that's kind of our fault. So I can't make an issue about that. We don't get money because we're not asking for money. But we don't even get time. We don't even get energy. And this is a constant source of frustration for me. This may be a redundant video, and I apologize for that, but I just felt the need to talk about this because it was on my mind. And, you know, I don't know how many different ways you can say that nationhood is a solution to our collective problems here in America. And I'm not talking about a nation within a nation here in America. I'm talking about a nation outside of the jurisdiction of the United States on African soil, our motherland, the place where we were all born, where our ancestors came from. I wouldn't say born, where our ancestors came from, because a lot of us was born here. But our ancestry came from the continent. That's our motherland. This is not our motherland. And for anybody that thinks that America is your motherland, fine. You know, be a good citizen. That's all I can suggest. If you think that America is your motherland, then what you should do is go out and vote. Pick a party, Democrat, Republican, Green Party, whatever. But you should be actively voting. You should be politically active and aware. And you should be out there, supporting your president. Because Trump is your president. That's your president. No matter what party you're in. If you're a Democrat or Republican, he's your president because that's how the system works. until you change it. Electoral College picks the president, so they pick Donald Trump. That's your president. Support him. We need to eliminate Black History Month here in America. We need to eliminate all these pseudo-cultural pretensions. We need to stop trying to buy black. We need to stop, even thinking of well, we don't really, but we need to stop talking about building black schools and having black institutions. What you need to do is be American. Lay all that pseudo-cultural pretensions down and merge into invisibility with the dominant culture here in this country. There it is. African-centered progressives and black nationalists, on the other hand, what we want to do is address the cause of these effects, and we want to provide the solution. And the solution is nationhood. And on that note, like I said, this is nothing new. I mean, a lot of it is redundant, but it was just something that was heavy on my mind, and I just wanted to get it off my chest. Have a good weekend, and I'll holler at you good people later. Peace.
You can't compare to the status right here. Legendary worldwide, we can battle right here. Listen, Junior, I'ma tear back your wig. This ain't TV, but I'll show you what a fear factor is. Stop grilling me, and all that fronting is killing me. You leave me no choice but to hurt your feelings, G.
About to slap rappers around in the